Hello everyone and welcome, this is Comedy Cam and today we have brand new concept art of the Transformers in the Cybertronian modes from the Bumblebee movie. We have been waiting for this for a very long time and they've just revealed a bunch of stuff, so I've collected all the concept art that we have so far. But we're going to start off with the first one being Optimus Prime, looking absolutely gorgeous. You can see the different transitions they went into with Optimus Prime. We've got him in his Cybertron mode, but then they obviously changed up a little bit to resemble more of Generation 1, and we actually have a truck mode of it as well. I don't know how you might feel towards this, but the vehicle of it actually looks similar to War for Cybertron Optimus Prime. I feel like they have taken a lot of influences from the War of Cybertron. Like if we're moving on now with Shockwave, for example, we see that they have a design of Generation 1 by side, so they had it as a big reference, making sure they got all the little points, little bits of details very accurate while modernizing them up as well to make them really pop out and really look badass. A good close-up of his eye and his back. Now we have gotten models of these recently. If you bought the Bumblebee DVD, you'll see in B-Vision that they do a rotation of this. You can see all the little bits of detail because a lot of things happen during that first Cybertron scene, so just getting them still for a moment to have a true look at all of them is really breathtaking. Moving on to the next one, we've got Ratchet and two random Autobot soldiers, obviously sharing the similar molds between Ratchet and Ironhide. Some people suspected that the blue one on the far left, this was like Blair or something, because we saw the behind of his character, and well, as we see, it is just a random Autobot soldier, but still sharing the same design of Ratchet and Ironhide, and seeing Ratchet there just looking really cool, really nice. You can see the comparison there with the original Generation 1, and the comparison of the Ironhide with the yellow and the blue Autobot. Again, a closer look at Ironhide. Now, the only thing that's a little bit uncomfortable for me is his face. It kind of looks like a skull. It kind of looks like the Punisher skull a little bit, like that kind of logo there. And his eyes seem a little bit too close in between, but they obviously changed a lot of that stuff up. You can see the similarities of the War for Cybertron style just a little bit, especially in the legs. I feel like the legs are a big, massive representation of the War for Cybertron Ironhide. Moving on, we have Arcee and Wheeljack, just looking absolutely epic. And what I like about the Arcee one is that you've got her movie side from Revenge of the Fallen and the Generation 1 as well, so we were taking elements from both sides of that. And while with Wheeljack, he kind of has gorilla arms a little bit, but his model, his kind of stature, does kind of resemble Q a little bit from Dark of the Moon, but we don't have that as a reference model. We obviously don't have the model sheet of that. They're just taking direct inspiration from the Generation 1 Wheeljack, which I think it's cool that they've done that to show that, yeah, they did literally look at the Generation designs and they did alter him up. Kind of looks like he's got gorilla arms a little bit, Wheeljack does. It's like he's got really broad shoulders and arms there, but still nonetheless really cool. The head design is really well detailed. Moving along, we have Bumblebee himself. Love the car mode. Of course, that was the only vehicle mode we saw during that entire Cybertron scene on the Autobot side, and we didn't see any others. It was just Bumblebee and its true glory. And yeah, just a really cool looking car mode. I like how they used the wheels, the similar style to War for Cybertron itself. Like I say, there are a lot of references near and there. But overall, this is just a genuinely cool mode. I think it's one of my favourite Cybertronian modes of Bumblebee that we've seen. And we have more concept art of how the Cybertron battle would look like. We've got Optimus Prime here, just looking really cool, really epic. In that scene where obviously you blasted, did the whole Generation 1 pose. Obviously this is more detail, more close up. They're visualizing of what it's going to be like. And we can see how the pods were working, how they were going to be transported up top. They were doing boards of how that was going to work, how it was going to transform and shoot them up to the sky. Now, something truly epic here, we have Soundwave front and back with Ravage as well, but let's talk about Soundwave to start off with. Do really like this mode. See, this is how Soundwave should have been done from the very beginning, and of course we don't know what it really transforms into, we just have him in his pose there, but hey, I can imagine, if anything, it'll be something similar, obviously in his cassette mode, but also something from War for Cybertron in his sort of car mode as well. Still, nonetheless, people who say that Generation 1 designs don't work in live action, well, I think this definitely proved that they can. At least it does for me. Like with Ravage, for example, just looking absolutely menacing. Now, I know they've changed the colours on Ravage and they added red instead of like just black and grey, but still, I think it kind of works a little bit. It definitely works on the head for me. Even if it's not 100% like accurate to the cartoon, I still think it looks really cool, really nice. And you've got the missiles on his legs there. Probably one of the coolest looking designs from this. We have a side concept shot here of Brawn, Arcee, Cliffjumper, Ratchet all together, just looking really cool. You can imagine they use these for the base designs from which they would do, when putting all the animation together, how the cameras will pan across. And just looks absolutely cool seeing all of these Autobots together in live action. I can imagine the same as for you, just the magic feeling of seeing that come all together. We have several more wide shots here of the Decepticons in their secret forms, going around the building which they collapsed, which the Autobots were escaping from. We also have Bumblebee in his vehicle mode, just traveling around with all the Decepticons and Autobots fighting from left and right, just looking really, really cool. Can't make out who this Autobot or Decepticon is on the far right there. Of course, we have the massive money shot with them all together, Soundwave, Shockwave, Starscream, and you can see that this is resembling more of Blitzwing, and it just adds more to the fact that, yeah, it originally was Blitzwing until they changed it to Starscream at the very last minute. But still, regardless of that, an awesome shot, by far one of the best fan service moments throughout the entire movie, just seeing these Decepticons all together. The only thing missing is Megatron, of course, but still, nonetheless, this was a satisfying moment for Transformers fans. Anyway guys, that's kind of it on the concept art. This was just kind of just out there. This just came out of the blue. I was not expecting it, but I'm glad that we've finally got concept art of all of our favourite characters. I can imagine there's more going to come out down the line, so if you're new to this channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell to get all updates on that instantly. Till the next video guys, this has been Common and Count, and goodbye.